Now we're going to record a microphone signal from the live room, so we need to have a look at the patch bay within the live room and also the central patch bay. Before you start patching, it's important to remember to use the 2-unit wall box within the live room, not the 1-unit wall box. The 2-unit wall box goes to the central patch bay. In this instance, we've got our microphone signal going into live room 4, mic 3. So this will correspond to live room 4, mic 3 within the central patch bay. We're using mic 3 because we're going to be using channel 3 on the desk to record, so this keeps things simpler. We've also got some headphones plugged into the ties at the bottom. These are jack ties on the bottom, and as you can see, we've got the XLRs on top. So we're going into live room 4, tie 1 for the headphones. Again, this corresponds to live room 4, tie 1 at the central patch bay. So this is the central patch bay. This is where we can connect any of the control rooms with any of the live rooms. We're working in control room 1 and live room 4. So we're going to go from live room 4, mic 3 to control room 1, mic 3. Here we've got all the live room connections, and here are all the control room connections. Here are the connections that we want: live room 4, mic 3, and control room 1, mic 3. So now we're going to patch our headphones in. So down here we have our 1/4-inch jack connections for our headphone amplifier out signals and our live room ties as well. So we want to connect our headphone amplifier from the control room into the live room ties. Okay, so we need to find, in this instance, control room 1, HP1, not tie 1. This is a common mistake. So it's control room 1, CR1, HP1, 2, 3 or 4, which represents the 4 channels of the headphone amp. Okay, so here we go. Where are we? So headphone 1, CR1, HP1, and now I'm looking for LR4, tie 1, 2, 3, 4. You take your pick. Where are we? LR4, tie 1. There we go. So CR1, HP1 to LR4, tie 1. So as I mentioned before, this is an inline mixer, and as we said before, our long faders can be thought of as our playback layer, and our short faders we can think of as our recording layer. As we're using channels 1 and 2 for playback, and we're unlikely to need 14 channels of mic inputs, we can start recording from channel 3 onwards for our mic inputs using the short fader here, just to make it a bit easier. So now that we've patched our microphones through the central patch bay into the desk, we need to set our levels. We can select either mic or line using this button here. At the moment, with the button out, it's set to mic. If I press that in, that's now set to line. So we're going to use a mic, so I'll take that out. If we were using a condenser mic, we'd need to get our phantom power using this button here. So if I engage this, and just a word of warning before doing this, make sure you cut the monitors. So now if we engage that, get our level. So we'd be doing this if we were using a condenser microphone, for example. As mentioned before, we can flip the meter using the MTR button if desired. Some other options we've got in this section include the high pass filter. This is set at 100 Hz, so if you want to get rid of any lower frequencies or stand rumble, that type of thing, you can use that. Here, just above that, we have our polarity reverse, so we can check for any phasing issues such as top and bottom snare and change the polarity, reverse it 180 degrees. So now that we've got a signal coming into the desk, we can send this signal out to the input of our interface or our sound card using this routing matrix here. So we can use outputs 1 to 16, but we can only use 8 at a time. So here we have 1 to 8. If we press shift, we have 9 to 16. Technically we could use any of these outputs to send to our interface, but because we're using channel 3, I'll select channel 3. If we wanted to record the long fader, then we would press the LF button, and this will now route the signal coming from the long fader to our interface input 3. In order to hear our signal coming into the short fader, we need to put a fader up and then make sure our signal is going to the master fader or mix bus by pressing the mix button. So now we come to our EQ section. This is split into two parts. Up here we have our shelving filters, our high and our low, which we can engage with the in button here. And now down here we have our parametric EQ, which we can engage with the in button here. So if you wanted to shape the tone of your recorded input mic signal coming into the short fader, what you'd have to do is engage the section that you require, but you'd have to press the SF button here, and that will now affect the signal going to the short fader. This is also the same for the parametric EQ. SF and engage the EQ itself. So for the incoming signal into your DAW, it's recommended to aim for a target level of between -18 dB and 12 dB, and to use 24-bit recording within your DAW. Okay, so I hope this guide has been useful. If you do need any help at any point, just come and see myself or any other member of staff. There is also a guidebook for each control room, so you can find this in the drawer down here. You should also be able to find this on CISO and also on Blackboard. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and good luck.